Hello, friends. Welcome to this episode Balancing Innovation and Compliance Navigating Regulatory Challenges in Pharma 4. As you know, we have a podcast channel, Center of Excellence Pharma 4, which is covering various topics related to emerging technologies, digital transformation, and Pharma 4. Let me introduce myself. My name is Jayant Joshi. I'm having more than 45 years of industry experience with passion for adoption of emerging technologies to achieve business excellence, mainly in pharma and regulatory industry. We already have our YouTube channel, Center of Excellence Pharma 4, which is focused on emerging technologies, digital transformation, and Pharma 4. And presently, there are about 225 videos are there covering various topics starting from strategy to execution, design to implementation, emerging technologies like cloud, artificial intelligence, machine learning, industrial internet of things, blockchain, robotics, chatbots, and many more. We have also launched a course on Udemy platform regarding smart manufacturing in pharma. I do suggest please have a look at that also and share your comment. Now recently we have launched a broadcast channel Center of Excellence Pharma 4, and this is the 13th episode of this particular channel. Again over here we are discussing more in depth related to emerging technologies, how it is going to be adopted into pharma to have a digital supply chain management to achieve Pharma 4. So let's look at it. What is it today's episode? Today I'm going to discuss about balancing innovation and compliance and how it is going to navigate regulatory challenges in Pharma 4. This is basically the interplay between the technology advancements and regulatory requirement, how they will be adopted to pharmaceutical industries. Let's start with the key themes actually. The first one is understanding the Pharma 4. As you must be aware, the concept of Industry 4 has come up and how those Industry 4 principles are tailored to the pharmaceutical sector is being discussed. So the focus over here is that the new emerging technologies like cloud, artificial intelligence, machine learning, blockchain, industrial internet of things, and many more supporting small technologies also, how they can help in manufacturing processes and digital supply chain management. That's what is the Pharma 4, which is going to share seamlessly the data and improves to help you to achieve operational and business excellence. From pharma industry point of view, regulatory landscape is very important. So here I am going to discuss the stringent regulatory requirements governed by this industry, how compliance can be achieved by using these emerging technologies and how these new technologies can help to maintain all the documentation. Third is the data integrity by design. As we know, earlier systems were analog based, silos based. Now over here in Pharma 4, with the digital technologies, we are discussing about capturing the data at all the levels, and then that data integrity by designing becomes a very important thing. This data becomes a very important tool to a seamless integration which goes on improving the decision making. So emphasis principle over here is the data integrity by design should be thought about it, because that is what it is going to drive your digital transformation to Pharma 4. So the relationship and then the role of digital solution in maintaining data integrity and supporting compliances has to be thought about. The fourth factor is balancing innovation and compliance. Strategies have to be drawn to achieve a balance between adopting innovation technologies and adhering to the regulatory requirement. The need for a proactive approach to compliance that integrates seamlessly with the digital transformation initiative. Let me explain you briefly what really we are looking over here in this particular episode. That since we are capturing a huge amount of the data from various processes, we are also integrating this data. The next step is it should be a data driven decision making, and then decision making should also support through the compliances but also build up a innovation. No, we can innovate the processes, practices, and maybe process parameters and all, so that we have a faster, better decision making, which improves the competitiveness in the industry, better satisfactions with the patient, and improves the global competition. So there's the use of this advanced technology. So there are, as I mentioned, some of those is in the cloud, artificial, IoT, that Internet of Things, industrial Internet of Things, and the blockchain. So these are the various new technologies which are going to help to build a traceability and transparency into the digital supply chain, which not only helps in the improving the operational excellence, but also helps in the compliances also. The potential of artificial intelligence and machine learning also streamlines the processes and ensure the better quality control and regulatory requirements supported. Then there are the challenges in implementation. As we look at it, the various aspects about the pharma for under the digital technologies, the implementation challenges are more actually. This requires as we see, number of workstations or the silos or various system procedures and all that, integrating it into one seamless platform. This requires a huge investment. It requires a infrastructure development. It requires a necessary software. It requires a integration with the legacy system, and cultural reasons to change also has to be thought about it. So these are the various things which we have to think about it. And then based on to that, you have to design and develop a framework for success actually. So everywhere there are some best practices are there. So those are to be initiated. Those are to be integrated with the systems, with the technology, with machines, with manpower, with processes and all that to maintain the compliances also. At the same time, it should develop a seamless flow and which requires a commitment from various all stakeholders, and then they have to also get trained continuously about adoption of these technologies and maybe improving into the processes, or maybe having some exercises like business process re-engineering and everything to move to this digital transformation. So what is the future outlook for all these actually? The future outlook is very, very bright actually. There are a lot of predictions that those who are adopting to this Pharma 4 will have a great future, because it not only develops a collaboration, it develops a seamless data flow. It connects all those various stakeholders, that is from demand planning, supply planning, from outsourced manufacturing planning and all. And this innovation builds up a friendly regulatory environment. So the conclusion is there that as we are looking at it from two aspects over here, One is an innovation and second is a compliance. By adopting these digital technologies to move faster to achieve Pharma 4. So let's look at it. What are those challenges in implementation of this regulatory and innovations with Pharma 4 technology? I just briefed up in my earlier discussion, but these regulatory compliances are also becoming more and more complex because the businesses are becoming complex. Their uh, expansions are there. The market demands are from the various geographies. The procurements are from the various geographies and countries. Manufacturing locations are also at a many various locations and all that. So covering so much bigger geographic area, the complexities are also increasing. The regulation requirements are also increasing. Stringent regulations are coming from food and drug administrations and all. But at the same time, the new digital tools and technologies are also coming up and all that. You must be really knowing about it, about the cloud technology, just to take some sample case actually. The cloud can pick up and collect the data and store it and all. That's a digital tool. But we have to design and develop the systems, procedures from hardware, software to everything, which needs an integration. And then this requires a validation also. As we design new systems, there is a requirement all these new systems are to be validated. And this validation process is very extensive actually. I already have a video onto our YouTube channel where we discussed about the digital systems validation. We were discussing earlier about the computer systems validation, but now we have to think about the digital systems validations also. And these are becoming more and more complex basically because there are new technologies like cloud, then we have a Internet of Things, which is connecting the instrument directly from the sensors and on. And this is becoming more challenging, more complex and all, which also is a time consuming, which also requires a huge cost for deployment, training, validations and all. But it must be done and all that. So that's the one aspect about it. The second is the data privacy and security. As I mentioned earlier, in our earlier analog based systems, we were storing all the data into silos, very few limited resources having access to that silos and in the data. Here, the data is moving throughout the system. It's expanding. It is going to be a huge data. You must have also heard about the concept of big data and all also. So handling such a huge data and which is a very sensitive data requires a big challenge. We have to think about the security of the data. Data analysis also there from artificial intelligence point of view, which takes you for a better data-driven decision making also. But this sensitive data, patient's data, proprietary research data needs to be stored, which requires a computer security, cyber security also. And then there are some regulation requirements like GDPR and all are coming up and all that. So a thought process must be there to take into consideration all that. And this data integrity must be thought at the design level also. So which data we are going to compile, how it is going to be stored, where it is going to be stored, how secure the data will be there. That whole planning needs to be taken into consideration. The third most important parameter is the integration of the legacy system. As I mentioned earlier also that legacy data is also very valuable. It also must be preserved. It also must be taken into the new systems and all that. So all that data which is into the analog platform must be having some tools to convert it and get connected onto the new systems and all. And this itself is also a challenge. So integration with other data, maybe sometimes the data structure, the data chain, data privacy is also a very important thing. And then consistently that data flow with the quality of the data is really required, which also should really take into consideration for the innovations and regulations and all. Then the lack of regulatory precedence, uncertainty in the guidelines. No, the rapid evolution of the digital technology means that there is often a lack of established regulatory precedences to be used into the pharmaceutical manufacturing procedure. And this uncertainty can lead many companies to be hesitant into adopting this new technology. And this is where there is a clearance from new compliances, new regulatory changes which are coming up, which have to be thought about it to be considered. Now, all this is very important, but then there is a challenge about the resource constraint actually. As I mentioned initially also, there is a high cost of implementation. So the financial burdens is very high, and especially for a small and mid-sized company, it is more because you need to have a good infrastructure, good software, good trainers who will help you to update your skills, update the old legacy systems onto the new systems and all that. And all this requires to be validated, to be accepted by regulatory agencies as well as the auditors and also there is a resource constraint. And then as I was mentioning about the cyber security risk, as more and more data is available and more accesses are provided, more and more skills are coming and getting into the systems and all that, the vulnerability is very high to the cyber attacks and all that. There's a lot of sensitive data. It could be your formulas, it may be your manufacturing process, it could be process parameters, or it may be your patient's data, it may be your transportation data. So all this requires a robust cybersecurity measures are to be designed, developed, and implemented, which is a very crucial thing around that. So coming to the conclusion is that the innovations and regulatory challenges are more important when we are moving from old legacy systems towards new regulatory industry like pharma for compliance things and all. So we have to really think about it, how we can build up an innovation also, because when you are doing all these exercises, the innovation into the processes, into the process parameters, innovations into the digital systems design, innovation into systems implementation, innovations into validations and all that is really to be thought about it actually. So when you're really looking, thinking about it, so what are those opportunities of to innovate into with this emerging technology? So let's look at them also. As I briefly mentioned about the artificial intelligence and machine learning, predictive analytics is a main benefit which companies can draw it actually. Machine learning models with a good algorithm developed by the experts can really improve your product quality, optimize the manufacturing processes, maintain those machines at a highly quality standards, get the product qualities, all that, which finally helps you to improve your product quality, build on the cost of production, more profitability, and the most important benefit is that that gives a patient safety, security. Patients are assured about the good quality, good delivery in time, and at a best rates. All those is the most important challenge and the most important benefit which you will achieve it by improving to the pharma phone. Second technology is artificial, is a Internet of Things actually. It's a real-time monitoring, and this real-time monitoring uses the Internet of Things. Internet of Things has got a sensors which monitors your critical manufacturing process parameters like temperature, humidity, time taken, processing, and all that. And that data also gets connected with your artificial intelligence, which can prompt you for a better data-driven decision making. So, which is what is more important. So, Internet of Things is a basic thing which collects the data. Artificial intelligence is analyzing the data. And finally, that is used in your supply chain visibility. See, IoT technology is capturing the data from tracking to tracing about of all materials, products, and everything, or even get linked up to the your order to delivery time period, and then that particular process also. And this also gets reflected into your inventory management. So you get an inventory. You have a finished product inventory, you have a in-process inventory, you have a material inventory. All these play a very important role. And optimizing this inventory reduces the inventory and cost. And that is what is the benefit by improving your productivity and profitability. So big data analysis, as I was mentioning that no industrial Internet of Things, then those process parameters, then that data, and then that data analysis with either artificial intelligence or machine data, or it can go to big data analytics also. As we are connecting so many instruments, equipments, and so many manufacturing processes, the large volume of data is getting generated. And each data today plays a very important role, it's a very crucial role. If you do that analysis properly, if you have a good algorithm developed to suit it to your processes and all that, you can optimize the operations and you can enhance your strategic planning or sales and operation planning, or looking at it to extend it to integrated business planning also. And then that market insights, the market conditions are also varying, they are also changing. And that data, that trend also gets connected to your information, and then that goes on processing, and that will really help you in your product development and marketing strategies and all that. So this all lets to get integrated. And this will also get reflected with your robotics and automation. Industrial Internet of Things is one part of it, but wherever there are repetitive processes and all that, you can also connect to the robotics and automation, which also assures you minimum errors, and then that will have a effective manufacturing processes, which can reduce your production lines, increases the efficiency, reduces the human error, and ensuring the proper, consistent product quality and all that. Which you can further think about it of flexible manufacturing systems also, which can really help you to adjust with the different product, different manufacturing processes and all that also. So this with the digital technology, you will have many more benefits. As I mentioned earlier about this cloud computing, which has got a scalable infrastructure actually. You may start with a small system, few processes, few data centers, few parameters, and then you can go on scaling up and all that. As I normally mention it, so this is a long process actually. It's not a short one, which runs maybe a couple of years to have this whole digital transformation processes and all that. So you can adopt to those clouds where you can go on scalable, and resources and data storage and processing can go on increasing and all that actually. And then there will be collaborative tools will be there which can really get integrate with your cloud-based platforms and integrate your old legacy analog systems to the new digital system for a digital supply chain, and that improves the communication and all also. Another technology which can be adopted is a blockchain technology. Blockchain technology helps you in the traceability of the materials which are used for manufacturing those products, and how it has moved not only from manufacturing, but it can also go previously from which supplier that particular material has come and all also to going to the patient thing. So in case if there is any challenge at a patient level or at the warehouse levels and you want to trace it back to, and then typically into the pharma industry and mainly for the high end quality or high-end value products, actually, there is a possibility of many fake products or fake batches or counterfeiting tricks getting into the systems and all, which needs to be tracked and all that to assure the patient the safe and quality product that can be used and all. Then another technology which is coming up is augmented reality and virtual reality. As we discussed earlier, this training to the skills who are there onto the shop floor, both from the operation point of view, from process point of view, as well as from the decision making point of view, needs to be trained. And then this particular training and simulation can be used, done by training those employees by these technologies of augmented reality. And so the remote assistant can be provided. No, it's not really possible to go to the shop floor and train up those every time, but we can also create those similar simulated uh, procedures and train them and all that. So finally, the conclusion is with so many new emerging technologies are coming up, and Pharma 4 digital technologies can be adopted, and this can work together both in innovation and as well as in compliances to support to all this development, manufacturing processes, supply chain management, and patient care. So everything will be a seamless data sharing, which can really help in improving decision making, which can also help in enhancing the operational efficiency, improve the product quality, accelerate the data under the time which is required from uh, market requirement to the deliveries and all that. So there is a better outcome from the company point of view, from patient's point of view, and all. So this is what is the thought process which I wanted to share how balancing innovation and compliance you can do with new technologies in the Pharma 4 actually. So I hope you have some idea. For the more information, you can always look at it our YouTube channel videos and all. You can also have a look at it our smart manufacturing course also on to Udemy, and do continue with our more podcast channel. There are many more discussions you will listen to it and all that. Feel free to share your comments, suggestions, and all that, and share this with your colleagues and friends also. Thank you.